Lauren.
Good.
Hello.
Hello. Right, so, well, is this the second game for you now? You got the first one out of the way. It went pretty well for you guys?
Yeah. We played Carnage.
Yeah.
And we played Backlot first, 13-6, and then 13-10 Strike, which was a bit...
That's a bit closer.
Yeah, that was a bit closer, but, you know, I think... We were kind of in like a jolly mood, you know. We had a good first map, so we were just running about. But I think so far things are going very well.
Well, it's Strike as well. You know, every mixed team or every team has that legit goodness at it, and it's very hard to always come in as even a collective mix. You've got some great players in your lineup, by the way. So you've always got the kind of singular ability to do well, but it's very hard to kind of gel as a team so quickly.
Right. Yeah. No, we're really happy with the team that we had. Obviously, we had a lot of trouble getting here, and I think it's been well documented.
Oh yeah.
But I'm very happy with the people that we have, and as you said, I mean, we even brought Tim D back.
Yeah, indeed.
And he's been pretty much the one person who's been really trying to get us to gel. And obviously, you know, I know Skier and Stephen from MIW, so
it's there.
Yeah, it's there. The atmosphere is definitely there, and you know, just having people like Metal who are just he's kind of a lunatic.
Yeah, you can just point him in the right direction, say just go wild.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That is his game style. Just holds WASD and just goes mental.
Just goes mental. Yeah. He did pretty well there. You could see him, you know, always pushing, being aggressive on City Streets, and it seemed to go well for him. But going on to your performance on City Streets,
right?
You were quite quiet at the start on attack. Yeah. You didn't, you know, challenge too much. You were quite passive. But then on defense,
right? Yeah.
What the hell changed? You went from being quite a, you know, defensive scope, quite relaxed, you know, not going for the aggressive peaks. But then what happened? Did you feel confident against Blackout?
No, I pressed tab.
You pressed tab.
I pressed tab, and I was like, oh, it's 3 frags. This is not good. So I kind of told myself I have to play a bit more aggressive now, otherwise I'm gonna fail on stream, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah,
so that was how I went into the game, and I was pretty confident that I could actually outscope Blackout. So I actually went for the peaks more often than normal, than a normal scope would do.
Yep.
And it ended up working out for me. So
just a bit. I don't think I saw you miss a shot in defense. That was pretty impressive. But going on to Crash now, second map.
Right.
Do you think you'll be challenging Blackout again? Will we be seeing a lot of B-long action, or will you be going for more of the mid-peak? How do you think you'll play this one?
I don't really feel confident on B-long. I never have. So I'll probably be playing around Sandbank area. Glitch. If he ends up peeking there, I'll definitely be challenging him. That's for sure.
Nice. So is there a map? So we've obviously covered City Streets for you, which is a good map for yourself. Obviously, once you get yourself into kind of the mood of things, is there a map you're dreading as a team? Because you are a mix as such. Is there a map that could really hinder you?
No, I don't think so. I think because we have a really diverse play. So we have Steven and Tim who are just fantastic at playing slow. Harry, of course, who just rushes Metal. Sorry, he just rushes out and he doesn't care. You got Stacy, who's actually a really, really smart player. He gets really underrated.
We saw.
But he reads the game really well, and he can adapt really well. And I'll just run around like an idiot, and I'll see what happens. So I think that's with our diverse play, so we can pretty much cover every map. Yeah,
it's the ability to adapt, and that's kind of the hard part as a mix. Is that kind of like, geez, guys, we need to actually rotate here. We need to kind of take this style. We need to, you know, obviously play against it in a certain way. But is there any teams here that you think you might struggle with? Obviously, you've got some big names here. We've got a lot of big players. You're playing against some of them now. Obviously, the likes of Gizor and Chenson even. They're pillars in the community.
Right.
Is there a team as a collective you're quite nervous of taking on, or are you feeling quite confident?
Well, obviously, you got Fan. Fan is the big one, right?
Yeah.
If we're David, then they're definitely Goliath.
Yeah.
And
sure.
you know, obviously they themselves have a mix in the form of Chubi, but I mean, you can't really say that is a bad move.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Chubi who has history in Rio. He has pretty much history of the entire team in there.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the chemistry is definitely going to be there. Apex are pretty much dark horses right now. I think they can go absolutely mental. I mean, because you have Kex who has his bad ping. And you know,
how do you think that's going to translate to LAN? Obviously, you see him online, and he's jerking everywhere, he's lagging everywhere, he's appearing on people's screens. We saw him recently; and he literally popped up out of nowhere. But do you think that will really translate to LAN? Do you think he'll still be able to keep that consistent fragging up?
Well, he's always been there, hasn't he? I mean, ever since like I-38, I think it was, or 37 when he first appeared on the scene, he's been a constant staple on LANs, and he's always done pretty well. So I'm going to assume that I'm definitely not going to underestimate him in any case. So you got them, obviously, very good team. You got Mark Horner. Of course. He
turns up and he plays well.
Exactly. That's what Mark Horner does. So you can definitely put them in. And I think Real, like the ones that we're going to have to be most careful of, because you got Apex and Phantasmagoria, who we know
obviously,
they're going to be
the big teams.
Right, the big two. But then you got Ballers. Ballers is
there's an element of danger to them with the 2 mercs that they've got. You can't underestimate them.
Yeah, but they get the massive mercs. Like they got Blackman, they got Fantasy. I mean, you got those mercs are like massive. They're like 2 of the biggest COD 4 players right now.
Oh, for sure.
And you got Distant, but Distant is really, he's going to be like the...
He's got a lot to prove, hasn't he? He's got a lot to come up against, because he's never really attended a LAN that's had a lot of notoriety to it. You know, played around some friend's house at some point, but this is the big event against the big teams. This is where it matters.
Pretty much a last chance as well.
Exactly. This is going to be the event to be at. This is it. This is pretty much the big event where all the top teams have turned out, top players, even in mixes, have turned out. And Distant has a lot to prove. The pressure's definitely going to be on him, but you cannot underestimate that team. So, do you think you'll be able to clinch a win against them if you come up against them?
It's going to be tough, but I'm going to say we can.
Well, we like the confidence, but you'll be seeing the man right next to me in-game in just a minute, hopefully taking the scope and taking out Blackout a few times. But thank you very much to Aerox for joining us, and we'll see you in-game.